Astrology at astrology.com. Thank you for joining me today. So this is my astrological forecast for July 2021. So when we look at July overall, we see that both Venus and Mars are in Leo. And this made me think that perhaps there's going to be some new art forms come out, because if you think about it, Leo is all about expressing your authentic self. It is artistic endeavors, artistic projects. It's certainly love as well. But I really had this intuitive feeling that this is a new art form emerging where folks are going to be really expressing their authentic selves when it comes to their artistic talents. And I thought of a word, Authenticism, could be entering into the art world, where people are no longer going to be trying to be traditional or follow somebody else. They're going to take their own road. So let's see how that actually evolves, but we may see new art forms emerging that July time, and perhaps even August as well, because we'll of course still have the sun in Leo in August time. So we have our new moon this month, and it is in Cancer, 18 degrees Cancer, 22 minutes. It's on the 9th of July, and that will be 6:16 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. And we have here Saturn trining the north nodes of the moon, and I think this is awesome because this is just giving us wonderful energy to put structures in place with regards to our path that we're to go on in terms of our destiny, individually as well as collectively. So when we look at this new moon, we are also saying it's a Cancer new moon. So for all you Cancers, this is your new start to the year. And a big shout out to my brother, whose birthday is the next day, John. Happy birthday. But happy birthday to all Cancers at this time. But as a collective, Cancer, we are focusing on the home, our homeland, our mother, our nurturing, our compassion, and family will be very important at this time. So that's kind of the effects of the new moon in Cancer and the new starts we may have. We've got Mercury, of course, is direct at this time. That's fantastic. And we have Venus squaring Uranus. Now, Venus is going to be in Leo, and Uranus, of course, is in Taurus. So this may mean that we have to make some relationship and or money adjustments. And of course, for all of us that have gone through 2020, there were issues around all these things. Literally, how do we pay for things? Maybe where we, in our relationships, started thinking about what was really important to yourself, what was important, period, in this world. And a lot of relationships ended and will continue to end as a result of folks realizing that this is not fitting into what the individual person feels is important to them. But adjustments for sure, and of course money as well, where now we may have to literally start paying the piper, so to say, and we have to work out arrangements where we can actually pay off the things that maybe we've been putting off for the past year. But it's also talking about, with the square, is wanting to be flamboyant, being as opposed to being sensible. So I would say this is a time when we have to look at things carefully and decide, especially money, love, as well as values, what is a sensible approach at this time. Now we will have Venus in orb of conjuncting Mars, and of course both Venus and Mars are in Leo at this time. But they do the exact conjunction at 20 degrees of Leo on the 15th of July. And I think this is awesome. This is us individually really feeling the impetus and the desire, that's Mars, to express our authentic selves when it comes to money, when it comes to love, and when it comes to our values. I think this will be a seminal moment for some people, but as a collective, we're really going to be, wanting this desire to be creative and authentic, and to really value ourselves. But of course, with Leo, there's always a little bit of drama. And so maybe in the collective, we will see some drama happening in relationships as well. Perhaps some unexpected drama. But we have Jupiter still in Pisces at 1 degree, but it's retrograde. So it will have us during July, really, and August, reflecting on what truth was revealed. And I suspect this truth revelation probably was tied in with the eclipse around the 10th of June 2021, where there was a desire to have new beginnings. There was still a Mercury retrograde, and of course there may have been some confusion with regards to our thoughts, right? That's Mercury, and also Gemini, which is where the Mercury retrograde happened. So our thoughts may have not been clear at that time. Maybe some of the communications was not clear at that time. But I would say with the Jupiter now going retrograde, it will be asking for truth to be revealed, and with the Mars now going direct, we'll have a clearer thought process with regards to what is the truth here. Probably related to relationships of all sorts. So this could be relationships, love relationships, it can be friendships, it can be any kind of relationship we have in business as well, where some of the truth will start coming out more and a clearer picture. You know, when we look at Jupiter, this is looking at the long term, the big picture. So we'll have a better idea of what the big picture could possibly look like for us. On the 24th of July, we have our full moon. And the full moon will be at 1 degree of Aquarius, 25 minutes. And when we look at this full moon at 1 degree, you may remember that back in December 2020, we had both Jupiter and Saturn very close to the 1 degree mark. So this may echo some kind of turning point maybe that we took towards the end of the year, early January 2021, where there may be some conclusion, some culmination. Of course, this doesn't have to be a bad thing necessarily. But when we look at Aquarius, Aquarius certainly is a sign that is more along the intellectual. It likes to look at literally the collective, what's the best for everybody, as opposed to our individual needs. We have this moon quincunx Venus, and so this may have some adjustments with regards again to our money, as well as our love lives. Mercury will be trining Neptune, so this brings in some lovely energy with regards to our spiritual sides of our life. It may have us literally speaking more from a spiritual and compassionate standpoint, as well as thinking, you know, that Mercury is also thinking. And our thoughts may more easily turn to being compassionate with ourselves, right? And maybe also having some inspirational things around us. In fact, this may be a good time to, I always talk about the gratitude journal, but certainly start up a gratitude journal, but also having good affirmations around us that inspire us, right? And that would be through some kind of maybe written word or even speech, if you like listening to certain types of music, or if there's a certain inspirational person that really spurs you on and gives you confidence and supports you. You may want to, more so than ever, listen to something like that. Now the Sun will still be in Leo, and it will be quincunxing that Jupiter at 0 degrees. So this really is saying to us that, you know, there should be some restraints maybe going on here, but it may be difficult. That quincunxes are always an adjustment of some sort, but not a comfortable adjustment. It's something we have to make, but that we're not so happy about making. And so again, restraint is going to be in the offing here, but it may be a little difficult, and it may be some difficulties in having to do those restraints effectively for each of us. We have Venus opposite of Jupiter, that is retrograde. But Venus at this time, on the 24th of July, is now going to be in Virgo. So when we put the sign Virgo in with Venus, we're really looking at practical aspects with regards to love and money. So I would say that towards the latter part of July, be moderate with your spending. be careful with your finances. And you may be more interested in attracting a practical type of love where there's an even give and take. There's going to be more of this, well, what does this offer me? Does this seem to be an even type of distribution in the relationship, or is it all one-sided? So our minds will be casting towards that type of thing, especially with regards to our long-term look at both love and money. I thought it was interesting that Uranus, actually, around this time in July, will be at approximately 14 degrees of Taurus. But it'll be from July to September that it'll stay around that 14 degree before it goes retrograde. And then it'll be, as it retrogrades, going to 13 degrees of Taurus in October. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about the fact that when planets from 14 to 16 degrees of any sign deals with the sign's key issues. So example of that would be Uranus wants to break up things, old things that are no longer maybe of use to us. It may be just a time between July and September where we work with that original eclipse that happened at the end of May, which was a full moon, then the new moon eclipse that happened in June with regards to the sign of Gemini. So these could be a lot of things were shaken up, revealed, we had to face some things, and now through from July to September, we're actually looking at building a new way with whatever areas of our life was affected. If you go back to my last video I made, I did speak to the different areas of life where the total eclipses in Sagittarius, which I thought were very important eclipses, will affect you. And there's two houses because we've got a full moon and a new moon with regards to the total eclipses this year in Sagittarius. The last one being very early in December 2021. So this is us looking at what are our key issues. So just look at from July to September, not as a difficult time, but as a time where, well, what do I need to address here with regards to whatever area of life it's going to be? But, Taurus is the master builder. Uranus is, let's shake this up, let's break this up. And so it's going to be shaking up or breaking up structures of some sort. And as I said, to us it's going to be individual and building a new way. But look at this optimistically. Don't look at it as a negative thing. I think it's going to be towards the latter part of this year, the last 6 months. I think are going to be very encouraging with regards to the positive outcomes for us long term, right? That whole Jupiter in Pisces. Jupiter will go into Aquarius for a short period of time before it then goes back into Pisces in January 2021, where certainly a new sense of optimism, a connection with Source is going to be of paramount importance with regards to us moving forward collectively as well as individually. So Jupiter will go retrograde to 29 degrees of Aquarius on the 29th of July. But we will also have Mars opposite this Jupiter at 29 degrees. So this will set up a dynamic where we want to take action, but because Jupiter's retrograde, there's going to be some kind of restrictions again, where we're going to have to hold back and be conservative in our actions, even though we're going to want to move forward. So what does this say? We can use that whole Mars opposition with Jupiter as a time of planning, because don't forget Jupiter is retrograde as well. So just use it as a time of planning. Some unique, right? Unique, that falls certainly into the Aquarius realm. Unique ways of looking at the future, acting in the future, and moving forward into our future. That's the end of this video. I will do a long video, later on, so watch out for that. I always put links to different things in here. I'll put my Jupiter in Pisces link in here as well, so you can look at that. I would love to do your chart. Great time to get your chart done, whether you just do a transit chart or a full-on 3-chart analysis. Everything is on my website. I put all my links in here. Shoot me an email so we can set something up and we can move forward with it. I do provide you with a recording so you can listen back on it, and a physical copy of a report as well as the charts that go with it. Take care of yourselves. Have a great summer. We should be all getting out and enjoying ourselves with our friends and our families, or just enjoying ourselves outdoors with hopefully not having to wear masks everywhere. I'm sending everybody lots of love. Please take care of yourself. Leave me comments as usual. I love hearing from everybody. Take care and bye for now.